Hello, in this video I'm gonna talk a little bit more about working as a consultant in project management. I'm gonna try to answer some common questions like how to start working as a consultant, what's the salary for a professional working as a consultant, and what's the typical day at work for a consultant, what's the biggest challenge to becoming a consultant, what are the advantages being a consultant or being an employee, if there's any course or training to become a consultant, what do you need to know to become a successful consultant, and do you have any secrets to share with someone who wants to be a consultant? All these questions are based in my experience of more than 20 years working as a project management consultant, and I hope you enjoy, because I'm Rogério Manso and I help you to start project now. One of the most common questions people ask me is how to start working as a consultant. There's no rule, there's no formula to give you to start working as a consultant. The biggest difference working as a consultant is that you have to have a company, you have to have an enterprise in your name. So you need to open a company in your name to give invoices, to give invoices for your services. You're not an employee, so you don't have any relationship with a company that you're gonna work, your customer. What you're gonna have is a contract, a service contract with your customer. So you need to have your company and you need to provide an invoice at the end of each period of your service. Another thing is that you need to hire a good accountant, because as a company that you are, you need to provide reports for your government in the frequent time, so once a year or even each 3 years. So you need to have an accountant if you don't want to do this job. But most important is that the accountant will help you save tax and help you to organize the revenues, your salary, your tax, and the expenses that you have in your company. And this is a big problem if you don't know this information about how to report your revenue. Another point is you need to find job opportunities that are addressed to consultants. Usually when a company open a position, they say if it's for a permanent position or if it's for a consultant position. A consultant position could be for a short term, 3 months, 6 months, or more long term, 1 year or more. And your contract could be renewed at the end or not. If a company states that they are open to a consultant, the rate will be different for a consultant and for a permanent. I will answer about the salary in a minute, but it's important that in the job description they state that this position, this job, is also available for consultants, so you don't need to have any relationship attachment with the company. Another tip that I give to you is that you need to contact recruiters that are experts in working with consultants. Some recruiters, some companies have more expertise hiring or finding professionals to a permanent positions, and some companies have more expertise looking for resources for a consultant positions. Why is this important? Because a recruiter that is looking for a permanent employee, a permanent resource, they will look for specific characteristics in your profile. And if a recruiter is looking for a consultant, they will look for different characteristics in your profile. For example, a consultant is usually someone that is a specialist in some domain, in something, in some type of project or some framework, and they is an expert professional. They have already a background that classify him as a consultant. A permanent employee is someone different that will move inside the company in a career and will get to the different levels in the company based on his work. So they don't need really to be an expert in a specific subject, because they're gonna learn inside the company how to be a better professional. So to start working as a consultant, it's important that you first open your company, open your organization, and find positions, opportunities that will be open for consultants. What is the salary for a consultant? This is a great question, but it's not something that, as I said, it's a role. There's no specific answer for this question. When you apply for a position, you need to identify some points in this job. What is the experience, the expertise, the knowledge, the duration? What's the complexity of this position? And there are many factors that it's related to a salary. I invite you to see another video where I explain about the salary in project management. You're gonna see the link here. But what I can show you is that in general, a consultant earns more than a permanent employee. As you can see in this graph, I have here some statistics about the different domains in different countries. So I have IT, engineering, consulting, manufacturing, telecom, and I search this information in different countries. So you see Brazil, Canada, Egypt, Germany, and USA. And if you see here the salary, the average salary, by the way, these numbers are based on PMI research in 2019. So it could be a little bit different. But if you see here the salary in Brazil, the consulting, it's about $35,000. It's the higher salary among these domains: IT, engineering, manufacturing, and telecom. The second is engineering. In Canada, is the same. So you see, in average, a consultant can make about $97,000 per year. But if you see in Egypt, the salary is a little bit lower than, for example, IT. Which this means that if you are living in Egypt, normally if you look for a permanent position in IT, you're gonna have a better salary. In Germany, look, it's about $129,000. And it's a big difference between a permanent and a consultant job. The same thing in United States. Basically, this difference between a permanent and a consultant salary is because as a consultant, you have extra charges to pay. You have to pay your taxes that is not included in your revenue. So when you send an invoice for a service, you need to think that not all this money it's on you. You need to pay tax. You need to pay some charge that is related to this revenue, to this invoice that you cannot use by yourself. So you have your salary, but you have also some extra costs. And you need to think about that maybe between two contracts, two projects, you're gonna spend some time without a revenue. And you need to have a reserve, a financial reserve for this period where you will not have a contract. So a salary for a consultant will change from domain to domain, from country to country. But what is important is that you need to think about that a salary for a project, a consultant, it's not only for your salary. You have extra charge that you need to reserve money for this. You have to pay your account. You have to pay tax. You have to have a reserve, financial reserve. So this, when you send an invoice about, I don't know, $10,000, doesn't mean that you're gonna get this $10,000 and use as your salary. So this is the biggest point when you think about the salary of a consultant. Another point is you need to evaluate, do some research about what's the average rate in your domain, in your city, about how much the consultant charge. Keep always in mind, you need to, when you send an offer, you need to think about the charge and the extra cost. So this is different from your salary. Salary is the amount of money that you're gonna get from this revenue to you, to personal use, and your company. It's a different account. You need always to keep separate the money in your account from your personal money. A typical day for a consultant in a work, it's not different from a permanent employee. As a consultant, you're gonna work in the same environment as any other professional. You're gonna work in a company where you have permanents and consultant resources working in the same place. So you have the same activities that all other employees have. Of course, depending on some customers, you have different activities. For example, if you work in a company that I don't know, it's a bank industry, you need to sometimes have to follow some rules about how to dress. You have some rules about how to communicate with all the people, how to set a meeting or anything. But in general, you don't have difference between working as a permanent or working as a consultant. Basically, what a consultant in project management do is attend meetings. You have meetings with your team, with your customers, with your providers, with your management team. So you have to organize these meetings, you have to meet these people, and after this you need to report. So the two biggest activities that a consultant in project management do is to attend meetings and to report things. The report things could be making documents with dashboard about your project status, could be reports about some meeting or some minutes meeting about your reunions. But in general, what you're gonna do is really meeting people, change information, organizing resources to do the job, and reporting the activities to your management group and to the other people. If you work, for example, as a consultant, as a Scrum Master, for example, then you have specific activities for Scrum Masters. If you work as a consultant, as a product owner, then you have specific activities for product owners. If you work as a project manager, you have specific activities for project managers. If you work as a PCO or control officer, you have specific activities for control officers. So doesn't matter if you are a consultant or a non-permanent employee, these activities are the same. A Scrum Master, a permanent Scrum Master and a consultant Scrum Master do the same thing. It's not because one is consultant and another is permanent, they have different ways to work. They have to do the same thing. They have to manage group and talk with people and do activities that are related to their responsibility. But in general, a consultant have the same activities that are permanent, and doesn't matter what kind of job you have to do the same thing. The biggest challenge to become a consultant, I would say that's not only to become a consultant, but for any career, for any profession, I think that the biggest challenge is to start a career. How to start your career as a consultant or in any profession. Once you start a career, when you have your first job, you have your first contract, and you spend some time working your first contract, let's say 1 year or more, the next challenge is really to keep a good job, to keep your performance. And doing this will help you to keep your name on the top list of the recruiters. Why is this important? Because as a consultant, you need to understand that your contract usually it's very temporary. And at the end of your contract, you need to find another contract. And it's very important that your name it's in the top list of the recruiters, because when you become available, they need to work with you to find a new contract for you. And this is a challenge, how to keep your name on the top list of the recruiters. And there's many good practices to keep your name. The best one is really to improve your network. Keep a close contact with the recruiters that work with consultants. Another big challenge, and this is for people that are really looking to work as a consultant, is that you need to keep calm during contract breaks. You can be lucky to finish a contract and start a new contract just after. But in general, this doesn't happen like this. Usually, when you finish a contract, it takes some time until you start a new job, a new contract. This time could be some days, some weeks, and even some months. But the point is, you need to always keep focus on getting your next contract and keep calm during this period. It's important that you don't waste time during this between contracts time. Try to use this period to learn, to do some certifications, to organize your life, organize things, personal things. So try to keep useful, try to keep active during this time. First, you don't know how long it takes until you find a new contract. So try to keep calm And as I said, when I talked about the salary, make sure that you have a financial reserve to cover you during this time. Usually, I would say you need to have about between 3 to 6 months of your revenue reserved, saved to pass this contract breaks. But it's very important that you don't be panic during this contract break, because it's a question to keep working, to keep looking, to keep searching for contracts, and you're gonna get a new contract very, very quickly. Another important thing is that you need to keep updated with trends, new information. So during this working as a consultant, it's important that you always keep learning, because you never know what will be what your next customer will request as information, as an expertise. So a challenge to keep working as a consultant is that you need to always keep learning, improving your knowledge, and being updated in terms of the new trends. So the challenge to work as a consultant are many, and but there's a reward at the end of this. The advantage to being a consultant over being an employee, there are many. Okay, one of I would say that the most visible is the salary. Normally, a consultant makes more money than a permanent employee. As I said, this is because you have a lot of risk inside your salary that you can charge your customer about this. The most important is that you is not permanent, so you need to finish your contract, you need to find another contract, and you don't know how long it will take. So the salary is one of the best advantage that you have working as a consultant. Another good advantage is the flexibility to work in different domains. As a permanent employee, for example, if you work for a IT company, you're gonna be there for many years, and you're gonna learn everything about IT projects and IT business. As a consultant, you can work in a contract for a company in IT, another contract you can work for a manufacturing, another for a telecom, another for, I don't know, government. So you can learn with different domains as a consultant, but it's very important that you be open-minded to learn on these different industries. So the flexibility to move between different domains, it's something very interesting for people that are looking for this flexibility. Another point is the diversity to actually is the same thing, but the diversity to work in different strategies. You can work, for example, in agile, in a traditional or hybrid, so you can diverse your expertise and be it will help you to find contract in different domains, in different approach in project management. And this, of course, it's for people that like to learn new things and to move from different domains and different approaches. These questions, if there are any course or training to become a consultant, is something that I frequently receive this question, but let me tell you, no, there's no specific course that will train you to become a consultant. But you need to keep always, you need to be, to keep updated in terms of the new trends. One important thing is that you need, if you want to be a consultant, you need to understand what kind of consultant you want to be. You can be a generalist consultant where you know a little bit about everything, or you can be a specialist. You know about, I don't know, IT industry or telecom industry or agile or traditional. So in this case, you are an expert on a specific technology, on a specific domain, and then you will improve your knowledge on this direction. Or you can be more generalist in terms of project management, and you can move from different domains and different approaches. But one thing that is very important if you really want to become a consultant is that you need to have a minimal learning or knowledge about accounting, marketing, and administration. And this is not only, it's not for your job, your service, it's for your company. You need to learn about accounting to make sure that the company that you have is really well managed. And marketing, it's also something very important if you need to keep your name, your company in the top list of the recruiters. And administration, it's also very important to keep your things organized, your documentation, your contracts, your references. So it's important that you have some good knowledge about accounting, marketing, and administration to help you manage your company. And one thing very important is that you need to renew your certifications and always trying to have other certifications to improve your background. So there's no really a specific course or training to become a consultant, but there's a range of information or courses or trainings or certifications that will improve, will boost your career, that will keep you in the top list of the recruiters and make you a best option when a customer will try to hire you as a consultant. What do you need to become a successful consultant? Okay, this is a question that could have different answers. I will give you my perception about what is a successful consultant. First of all, you need to be a good professional. You need to be ethical. You need to be honest. You need to be productive, efficient in your job. This is, for me, the most important thing. You need really to add value in your service to your customer. This will make your salary, your payment really earn for the customer what they are paying to you. Second point, you need to be flexible. Flexibility in this case is that as a consultant, you're gonna learn on each new contract. You're gonna have a new project team. You're gonna have a new governance. You're gonna have a new managers. You're gonna have new rules, new templates, new process. So you need to be flexible in adapting to this new environment, this new context, your new team, your roles, your templates, your frameworks, your managers. You need to really to be flexible, to adapt, and to not come with some old historical situation from previous company. It's very important that you be flexible in adapting, in learning, and be part of this new environment when you start a new job. Overall, you need to be open-minded. You need to always understand that each contract, each project team, each manager, each framework is different. And you need to be open-minded to learn. You need to be open-minded to accept the information. And very important, you need to understand that despite you being the consultant, you're not the person that have the best information about the company. So try always to contact people that are senior in the company, that have working more time in the company, to learn with these people, to understand their reality, to adapt to your service. And also, all of these means be responsible for your contract. It's not because you know that at the end of a contract you're gonna leave this company, and you may be thinking that you have nothing to do after your contract, so you're gonna do any kind of service. So the responsibility to deliver most value as possible to our customer is part of being a successful consultant. We never know if tomorrow or another day this same company will need you to work in a different project. So let always the doors open when you leave your company, when you finish your contract. Keep always a good relationship with your team, with people that work with you. Be responsible with your job, and for sure you'll be a successful consultant. If I have secrets to share with someone who wants to be a consultant, I don't say that these are secrets, but this is my lessons learned in terms of all this time that I'm working as a consultant. It's that there's not the glamour being a consultant as most people think. Being a consultant, it's a professional, or it's a job as any other professional. So if you are permanent or a consultant, it doesn't matter. It's not because you're a consultant that you are a better professional than a permanent. So most people think that oh you are a consultant, so you are top level, you are senior, you're the best. No, I'm the one like you, like any other professional in my team, in my group, and I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm gonna try to add as much value as possible in my job. So it's not different than any other professional. It's a career like any other career. You need to manage your career. As a permanent or as a consultant, you need to manage your career. You have to have a goal, an objective in your career. You need to know what's the strategy that you need to adopt to move from point A to point B in your career. You need to keep learning. You need to always think about what could be done better next time that you work in a contract. And this works for any kind of professional, any kind of career, either a permanent or a consultant. One point is that you really need to be very organized in your professional life, because now as a consultant, it's not only your personal career that you need to manage, but you have a company. Remember, you are a consultant, you have a company that you always need to manage. So keep always in mind that you cannot mix, you cannot put together your personal life, your professional life, and your company, because otherwise you're gonna have really problems with this. You need to be disciplined. You need to have some discipline in terms of organizing your time, organizing your documents, organizing your meetings. So it's very important for someone that wants to be a consultant that develops some discipline in working to even to help you in your personal life, to have time to be with your family, to have time for you and to work. So you need to really understand how to manage the time that you have during your day to work and have your personal life. So you need to be disciplined with this. And if I need to give you an advice, let's say that I think it's the biggest mistake that you can do as a consultant is when you see your the total invoice that you send to your customer, that you see this as your salary. Your invoice is not your salary. When I said that you need to be organized, you need to be disciplined, and you need to manage your company from your personal life, is because you need to understand that in your account could help you on this. Understand that when you send an invoice about the time, the cost of your service for your customer, this amount is not all the money that you can have for you as a salary. You need to separate your salary from your revenue. The revenue includes your salary, your taxes, the cost of your accountant, and many other expenses. And your salary is what you need to live, to pay your needs. And don't mix the salary with your invoice. I saw a lot of consultants having one bank account for his personal life and for professional life. I strongly suggest you to have two bank accounts if you become a consultant. One bank account for your company and another bank account for your personal expenses, for your personal financial personal. And don't mix these two things. If you need every month, you're gonna take your salary from your company account and move to your personal account, and try to live with this salary. Even if you have money in your company, try to develop a strategy to see exactly how much do you need as a salary, and try to live with this salary and keep a reserve in your company account for any emergency. Don't mix things with your personal life with your professional life. So these are the main secrets that I like to share with you. Be organized, be disciplined, add value to your customer, and be a good consultant.